Welcome to the Secrets of Highly Successful Financial Advisors. I'm Seth Greene. I'll be your host today. If you don't know who I am the only person that legendary marketing guru James Kennedy has nominated 3 times in a row, 3 years in a row, back to back to back, for his prestigious Marketer of the Year award. I have been interviewed. I've been on CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, Wall Street Journal, Boston Globe, Miami Herald. I speak on stages all over the country, helping financial advisors grow their practice and grow their business. I've got a top-rated podcast, Direct Response Marketing, on iTunes. I've shared the stage and spoken with Steve Forbes, John Mackey of Whole Foods, Dan Kennedy, Joel Comm, Russell Brunson, Roland Frazier of Digital Marketer, and I've written 6 best-selling books along the way. But this isn't about me. We're not here to talk about me today. We're here to talk about you. This is for you if you are sick and tired of being one of the best-kept secrets in your area. If you're fed up with being really good but not having enough people to be good for, then you want to pay very close attention to what I'm about to share with you. Because again, it doesn't matter how good a financial advisor you are if you don't have enough people to be in front of, if you don't have enough people to be good for, if you're fed up with cold calling, if you're frustrated with the 10,000 seminar invitations you've got to send out to get plate lifters to show up, you're going to want to pay very close attention, because I'm going to show you how to get your foot in the door with just about anybody. But I know I need your undivided attention. The more you pay attention, the better notes you take, the better results you will get out of today's session. So I need you to sign out of Facebook, close your email, close the 3 other browser windows at least I know you've got open right now, and give me your undivided attention just for the time it takes to watch this. I guarantee you'll be very, very glad you did. Because what you experience is what you remember. You're going to forget a whole lot of what I say, but if you take notes and write it down, you'll remember a whole lot more. And if you put some emotion behind that, you will remember even more. And if you implement it, obviously you'll have to remember it. So let me tell you why I love marketing so much and why it saved my butt, really, and how I got to be here talking to you today. So when I was 18, I went to Syracuse University, and my original undergraduate degree was in acting, because at the ripe old age of 18, I wanted to be a Broadway star. That was my life goal, and I'll tell you why it didn't quite work out the way I planned. Because my senior year, 2 of my friends and I decided we were going to produce an interactive murder mystery musical called The Mystery of Edwin Drood, written by Charles Dickens in like the 1800s or something, that you've never heard of for very good reason, and that was my first mistake. So we got the money, we raised the money from the Student Government Association, and we were producers, and we were off to the races. Until we got a phone call 6 weeks before opening night where the Student Government Association said, we need to talk. Have you ever gotten a "we need to talk" phone call? Has your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your boss ever said that? Your managing director never says, "We need to talk. Let's raise your payout. You're doing so well," right? We're being bought out. We're being acquired. We're cutting your paycheck. We're giving up your assistant, whatever it is. So anyway, they called and said, the bylaws of Syracuse University prohibit us from giving a first-year organization so much money. We messed up. We're taking half your budget back. And I had no choice. My friends and I were like, what are we supposed to do? We can't produce the show on half the money. We said, we got to come up with another. I said, we got to come up with another way to make money. And if you remember Top Gun with Tom Cruise, you'll remember this scene where the Admiral says, son, your ego's writing checks your body can't cash. And that's what my ego did. I loved me some me. I didn't want to close the show and let everybody down. I said, you know what we're going to do, guys? We're going to sell tickets to make the money back. And they said, that's great, but we don't get the money from selling tickets until the show opens. We've got to make this money in the next 6 weeks. I said, I got a great idea. I got all these pre-approved credit card applications on my kitchen table in my apartment. Why don't I just fake the numbers a little bit in terms of how much money I make working part-time, and maybe they won't notice, and I'll charge the budget for the show. They said, okay, what are we going to do if we don't make the money back? I said, then we'll split it 3 ways. You guys will each do balance transfers or something. And they said, okay, no problem. Opening night comes, and unfortunately, not only did I choose a show to produce that no one knew, I didn't know anything about marketing then. So I had a whole bunch of empty seats. We did not sell very many tickets, And so I went to my friends at graduation. I said, guys, we got to pay this money back. You got to do balance transfers. We got to split this three-way. We got to split the check. You know, you got to pick up your part of the tab. And they went to their parents. Their parents said, no way we're going to let you do that. You're just out of luck. So I had this huge credit card debt that, you know, I had no way to pay back. And I had to go bankrupt. I had to go Chapter 7. And it was like the worst day of my life, sitting in bankruptcy court, and the judge is looking down his bifocals at me. Son, I don't understand. Most bankruptcy applications are for, you know, you lose a job, medical expenses, divorce. This says it's for a musical. Explain that to me. So I told him a story. I told him what happened, and he said, we have a best bankruptcy contest every Friday night at happy hour with all the other trustees, all the other judges. I'm going to win. Everyone's going to have to buy me a drink thanks to your story. I said, you know, oh, thank you so much. I'm glad this is funny to you, but this is my life. So my dream of becoming a Broadway producer kind of died. And I said, you know, I need to do something else. I need to figure out what else I'm going to do. Well, I had this stroke of genius. I said, I'll become a financial advisor. It's a logical career choice, right? I had just borrowed all this money to bet on something I knew nothing about and lost. I'll go teach, I'll be a financial advisor. I'll tell other people not to do that. Now, I've been a financial advisor for 17 years, and no one's ever said, should I borrow money on my credit cards to produce a musical? But someday, I'm going to get to give that advice. So I went to work for A.G. Edwards, which has been bought out twice, so it's now Wells Fargo. And there were 6,700 advisors at the firm when I was there. And I come back, I passed my 7, I come back from training, and my branch manager says, I got you a book where all your clients are going to come from for your entire career. And I said, oh my God, I'm 22, I'm young, I'm dumb, I'm buying a Ferrari, this is going to be great, I'm going to be rich, give me the book. And he handed me the phone book, literally the yellow pages, and said, they're all in there, Tiger, go get them. My enthusiasm kind of died a little bit right there. So I didn't know any better, so I made 300 cold calls a day, interrupting strangers, asking them for money. I don't know if you ever cold called, kind of sucks. Not a great way to build a practice. Some days that phone felt like it weighed 800 pounds, and I just didn't want to make another call and get rejected by another person or leave another voicemail that wasn't going to get returned. So in my spare time, I am a professional magician. And one day I was reading a magazine for magicians, and there's a full-page ad for a marketing course. So I didn't have the money to buy it because I'm cold calling, remember. So I go to my mom and my dad, and I say, will you buy this for me as my birthday present? And I said, I don't want anything else. I know it's over the normal budget for birthday presents, but will you get it? And they said, sure. They took pity on me. So I got the course, and I implemented, it's really key, I actually did what it said. And in 30 days, I was the busiest, most expensive magician in Buffalo. Where I totally took off. So I went to the guy who sold me the course, his name is Dave D., and I said, would this work in my real job as a financial planner? He said, yes. I said, where'd you learn it? He said, the 2 words that changed my life. He said, Dan Kennedy. So I started immediately buying Dan Kennedy books and products and tapes and courses, and learning everything I could about direct response marketing. And along the way, I met and married my beautiful soulmate, Rebecca. And I had the good fortune to finally get to meet Dan in person and get to talk to Dan. And I told him, here's what I'm doing. And he said, you're doing everything wrong. But write me this really, it's not your fault, it's what your industry has taught you, but write me this really big check and I'll change your life. And I said, okay. His pitch was obviously a lot better than that. So I went home to my wonderful wife, and I said, honey, I know in the last year we got married. 9 months ago we bought our first house. 3 months ago we had our first baby. And 3 weeks ago you quit your job to be a stay-at-home mom, leaving me the sole breadwinner for a family of 3 now. And I'm making cold calls for a living. But I need to go borrow all this money to go hire this guy Dan. And she said, didn't you tell me a story about you borrowing money once? It didn't work out so well. So I asked her the same question every day for 30 days in a row. Her answers got less and less polite. Until finally on day 31 she said, you better pray this works. So I went to work with Dan. And in 2 years, he quadrupled my production. I went from the 6,700th ranked, last place ranked advisor to the top 30 nationwide for opening new accounts. It got me written about in 2 of the industry's top trade journals and 3 of the industry in books for advisors. And all of a sudden, my phone starts ringing with advisors to say, how did you do that? I want to do what you did. So I said, Dan, what do I do? He said, you start a marketing company and you do it for them. So I did. I started Market Domination LLC 9 years ago. It started out as me and one advisor, and has since grown to an office building full of a wonderful team and clients literally all over the globe. Hawaii, Australia, you name it. So let's talk about the secrets of highly successful advisors. These are advisors we've worked with, worked for, consulted with, and interviewed because my new book is coming out, Secrets of Highly Successful Financial Advisors, based on the interviews I've been conducting with top producing financial advisors all around the country. And these are guys you read about in Barron's, Forbes. So I'm not talking just a guy in your corner office. I'm talking the heads of, people who have grown really, really large practices. So I'm going to whip through the secrets really fast, and then we'll go over each one of them in detail. First one, client survey. Second one, client segmentation. Third one, client gifting program. Fourth one, increased seminar response. Fifth one, birthday program. Sixth one, monthly newsletter, snail mail. Seventh, client referral program. 8, monthly keep in touch. 9, inbound phone scripts. 10, referrals from CPAs and attorneys. Don't worry, I'm whipping through these really fast. You're not going to write them down now. You're going to write them down in a minute when I do them one at a time. 11, shock and awe. 12, 30 days to wow. 13, monthly direct mail. 14, website redesign. 15, lead capture. 16, automated follow-up. And 17, book marketing. So what does all that mean? Now you want to get ready to start writing as I go through all of those secrets. Number 1, client survey. So this is what an example my client survey looks like in my practice. This survey is sent out via direct mail. It's several pages long, and yes, a large percentage of your clients will actually fill it out and send it back. And you're going to find out things that you don't know about your clients that are vital to good internal marketing, which is things like, what are their hobbies? Do they play golf? Do they do wine tastings? Do they like antiques? Do they cook? Are they into hunting or fishing? Who's their favorite actor? What's their favorite movie? What type of books do they read? What type of magazines do they subscribe to? Because once you know all that, you can segment your clients. And you can say, instead of doing a boring client appreciation event that nobody wants to come to and nobody brings guests to, you can do this and say, I'm going to have a wine tasting. I'm going to invite 40 clients who like wine, and I'm going to ask the spouse, which of your girlfriends would you like to drink wine with? Because you don't drink alone. That's a sign of a problem. Who do you want to bring with? And now they will bring their girlfriends and their spouses to a wine tasting, because that's a lot more fun than hearing a boring PowerPoint on Social Security. Ways to put gold, and it's a way to put golden handcuffs around your clients so that they never leave you, because if you're having them come to really cool events that are fun and are things they like to do, when they get a seminar invitation from another advisor that's a boring seminar invitation, they will not go. Client gifting program. Now that I've got that data segmented, what do you do if it's your client's birthday? Most advisors, some do nothing. Some send a card. Some send a phone. Some call. Some send gourmet chocolate or Starbucks gift card or something. But if you're really, really good and you've surveyed and segmented your clients and it's Mrs. Jones's birthday and you know she likes red wine, dark chocolate, and John Travolta, you send her a gift basket with a bottle of red wine, 6 glasses, gourmet dark chocolate, 6 movie tickets to the movies to see John Travolta's new movie, and maybe a DVD of Grease or something. Because if you send her 6 glasses, she now has to invite 2 couples over to drink the wine with her and take those 2 couples to the movies with her. And she's going to show them this fantastic gift basket that you sent and rave about you. And what do you think those couples are thinking? My advisor never does anything like this. Boom, your phone rings. Increased seminar response. So, it's an industry joke. We all use so many bad seminar invitations. I have advisors who send them in to me every month to tell them and say, help, I need to fix it. Not as many people responding anymore. I got to send out 10,000, 20,000 invitations to get plate lickers. Well, your invitations, first of all, are boring. And second of all, they sell free food. That's why you get plate lickers. So, for example, this is an invitation. This postcard, Social Security Retirement Secrets, on the left and the right, is not boring. But you'll notice there's some changes. On the first postcard, you got this picture of this funny-looking old lady who's pretending to be a spy smoking a cigar. And it was getting a better response rate than the industry standard, but it still wasn't very good. And I said, and the main issue was the people who were coming to the seminar weren't booking appointments. I'm sure some of you can relate to that. So I said, that's because you sold the wrong thing. I said, don't sell the seminar, sell the appointment after the seminar so they're already ready to go, and that's what they really want. So we changed the invitation. You'll see the old lady picture is gone, the report picture is bigger, and all the copy talks about attend this class and get an 8 to 18 page Social Security maximization report. Now, all of a sudden, we had a whole lot more people respond, and the conversion rate of seminar attendees to appointments shot up because they were pre-sold on the consult after the seminar. At the bottom, you'll see an invitation that you probably recognize. Come be our guest for a gourmet meal at Bruce Chris Steakhouse, right? So if you send the bottom invitation, the reason why you get people who just show up for the free food is because you're advertising free food. Now, we took the same invitation and we tweaked it, and we just changed one little thing, the headline, and we tripled the response rate. And it said, will you be eating surf and turf in retirement or cat food? Now, you want to increase it even more? You change the picture on the invitation from surf and turf to cat food, and you mail to affluent cat owners. And watch your response rate skyrocket. Birthday program. So I talked about how you could send your client a gift basket that's customized to what they care about and get referrals that way. Here's an even better way to do it. Have a birthday surprise dinner for them. Have them and 4 other couples of their closest friends come to the restaurant that you've set up for a surprise birthday dinner. Don't worry, there's no PowerPoint, there's no sales pitch. You just do a birthday dinner, and the next day you send everyone who came a thank you card for attending, and then a week later you send them a, hey, if you want to know what we do to make Mr. Jones so happy besides having him a birthday celebration, here's my card, let me know, and then you put them on your monthly newsletter campaign. How do you get a birthday dinner? How do you get the addresses to the people? You call up Mrs. Jones a month before, and you say, hey, I know it's Mr. Jones' birthday coming up. You guys have been clients for years. I really appreciate your business. It's almost like we're family. But you know what? We haven't had dinner. You know, would I really like to do something special for Mr. Jones for his birthday? You know, what's his favorite restaurant? Oh, it's Bruce Chris. Oh, great. You know what? Are you guys doing something on his birthday already? You going to be in town? You got plans? Okay, let's pick a day near there. Okay, the week before, the week after, whatever. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call Bruce Chris. I'm going to see if they're available. I'm going to see if they've got a table for 8 for his birthday. Because obviously you like to celebrate with friends. You know, we like to celebrate with friends. We like to share things with people. And I'll call and see if they've got a table for 8. In the meantime, you know, don't worry, there's not going to be a sales pitch. We're just going to go have a nice time and celebrate his birthday. I want you to think about what 2 or 3 other couples you'd like to have join us. And don't worry, you know, it's on me just as a token of my appreciation and gratitude for your business. She'll say, we don't have to do that. No, I insist. Oh, but wait. I'll take care of the invitations. I'll schedule everything. Just let me know. Does Mr. Jones like surprises? Should we do this as a surprise party, or should we let him know? I'll call you back tomorrow. And then you call her back tomorrow. Hey, great news. The restaurant's available. Who do you want me to invite? I need the names and addresses so that I can send them the invitation. And are we doing it as a surprise or not? And those 6 people will magically pick up the phone and call you because their financial advisor is not doing anything like this. Monthly snail mail newsletter. No, you cannot send it via email. They're not opening your email. They're not reading your email, no matter how long they've been clients of yours. I've had clients who've been 15 years. They still don't open my emails. And there's no perceived value to an email newsletter. There was 15 years ago when Al Gore was first claiming he invented the internet, but there isn't anymore. So you have to send a snail mail newsletter, and it can't be industry crap. It's got to look like you did it yourself. It can't be slick, and it's got to be personal. It's got to be like 75% warm and fuzzy stuff. So, for example, this is one of our advisors, and he literally, the phone rang. He's got pictures of his pregnant wife, and his kids, and the phone rings, and people literally bring the newsletter in and tell him they saved it, and they quote things to him that were in the newsletter. If your newsletter's not doing that, it's too industry specific. Client referral program. Every quarter, we do a client referral promotion, and you can't just call them up and say, who do you know I can help, because then they feel like you put them on the spot. In this example of this campaign, we sent them a pearl necklace in a red velvet case. Don't worry, it was under the FINRA gift guidelines because we bought them in bulk from China for all of our advisors to get the price down, but they are real pearls. They're not very good pearls, but they're real pearls. And then It says in the letter, it's an ethical bribe to get you to share the love for everything that we do here in advance. And, I know it can be tricky. You don't know what to say to your friends. Your financial planner doesn't normally come up in conversation. So I made this DVD for you to send to them, or this report for you to give to them. And here's exactly what I want you to say. Because you got to realize they don't know what to say and they feel awkward. It's not like they walk around going, hey, who's your financial advisor? Do you like him? They don't do any of that stuff. So you got to train them on how to have a conversation. And we give them things that they will wear or display so people ask where they got them, like the movie tickets. A pearl necklace, they're wearing it all the time. People say, oh, I love your pearls. Thanks, my advisor gave them to me. What do you mean your advisor gave them to me? Boom, you're in the door. It's funny, I represent my wife's OB practice. They're clients of mine. And every time I see them, they're wearing their pearls. And every time, and when they got them, a couple of them came, they had meetings, I went to the office, and they said, oh my God, do we have to report these on our insurance? They thought they were like thousands of dollars worth of pearls. I was like, no, don't worry about it. But I didn't want to tell them how much we actually paid. Keep in touch. You've got to keep in touch with your clients, and you've got to send direct mail every single month. And you've got to do 2 warm fuzzies to 1 referral promotion. So that would mean if it were September, you would do a warm fuzzy back to school. October, you would do Happy Halloween. November, Thanksgiving, you've done 2 months of warm fuzzies in a row. You then have earned the right to ask and say, hey, who do you know who's not thankful for their financial advisor? Make sense? Awesome. So, for example, this is how one of them looks. This is Happy National Optimism Month. So this is a warm fuzzy in March. I'm optimistic about our relationship. I'm optimistic about spring coming. It's National Optimism Month. It's a real holiday. So that's a warm fuzzy. They just think warm and fuzzy thoughts about you. Hard ask would be, who do you know who's not optimistic about their portfolio? Inbound phone scripts. If I mystery shop, if I pretend to be a prospect and call your office, does your receptionist, does your secretary, does your assistant, do they answer the phone the same way every time? The answer is probably no, unless you're monitoring every week. And do they know how to answer questions? Is it scripted in a way that has the highest percentage chance of converting, getting someone from the phone to an appointment? If it is, awesome. And if you're monitoring it, awesome. If you're not, you got to fix that. Referrals from CPAs and attorneys. How do you get referrals from CPAs and attorneys who don't refer? Well, simple. You don't ask for referrals. You interview them for a book about making smart choices with your money. And then when the book is published, they all buy copies of the book to hand out to their clients because they look good by being in a book. So they're promoting themselves. They're just taking you along for the ride because you wrote a book. You wrote the book. This is John Cito, one of our advisors, and he wrote a book about New Jersey divorce experts, interviewing divorce lawyers and marriage counselors and folks like that. And now all of a sudden, they'll hand out copies of his book. And some of those clients will pick up the phone and call John and say, hey, my advisor gave me your book. I should talk to you. And there you go. Shock and awe box. When people request information from you, what exactly do you send them? Do you send them just what they asked for? Or do you shock and awe them? I'm hoping I can get you to shock and awe them. So shock and awe is, maybe it shows up in a box like this, or maybe it shows up in an Omaha Steaks cooler with food along with, 27 things that go in that box, and they only requested 1. Or maybe it shows up in an aluminum flight case like this one with a DVD player in it with a custom message from you to them. No other advisors in your area are doing this. Do you think that might get them to respond, as opposed to sending them the crappy seminar tickets that you print on the computer that they know have no perceived value whatsoever? Of course there's a difference. 30 days to wow. What do you do when someone becomes a client? So many advisors drop the ball. They spend all that energy courting the clients, doing the fact find, doing the proposal, doing paperwork, getting the money over, doing gorgeous IBITs and charts and Morningstar and analysis and e-money and Navaplan, and then they disappear. They might send a, hey, welcome to the family gift, but that's about it. Well, what does the advisor think? What does the client think? The client's thinking, we slept together and then you stopped calling me. I was talking to you every week for 2 months, and now you have my money, and all of a sudden I don't get a call every week anymore. So the first 30 days are the most important 30 days to set the tone for the relationship, for how long they're going to stay with you, for how happy they're going to be, and how many referrals they're going to send your way. So you've got to drip on them like crazy those first 30 days so that they're absolutely wowed, love you even more. That's when they're most excited about the relationship, is when it's new. You know, you're most excited on the first couple dates, right? So that's why you have to wow them for those first 30 days. It's got to be multiple steps, multiple forms of media to get them to start referring right away and love you even more. Monthly direct mail for lead generation purposes. And I'm not talking about seminar invitations. For example, this is a really creative one we did to get donors of charities to become clients. So what we did was we sold them a single premium life insurance policy, and usually, depending on how old the client is, the death benefit by the time they die will be at least double what they paid. So we positioned it as matching funds. You know, buy an extra life insurance policy, name the charity as a beneficiary, put in your 50 grand, and when you die, it'll be at least 100. And we used that to get in the door with the charities, so the charities would host a seminar, bring their top 30 donors who have given them the most money in, and have you do the presentation about why they should buy this and how the life insurance company would match funds with them. And they absolutely loved it. And then those donors were like, how come my advisor didn't tell me this? Maybe I should be talking to you about some other stuff. Website redesign. Most financial advisors' websites suck. They just do. This is Dominion Wealth, for example. This is their actual website. If you're watching this, I apologize. But, I mean, look, it's got the iStock photo of Adirondack retirement chairs on a lake. It's got, the website is static. It doesn't change. It doesn't move. There's no video. There's no lead capture. There's no automated follow-up. And if I swap the logo out, almost any financial services firm could use it. There's nothing unique. People want, in this day and age, want to get to know you, like you, and trust you before they even meet you. And they'll Google you before they come to a seminar, before they'll do a consultation. So you want to have a video on, you want to have videos of frequently asked questions, videos of your offers about your seminars, videos of all of your stuff. All of that needs to be on your site. And it needs to be interactive, have your social media on it, and actually move, and be mobile friendly. And then obviously you've got to have irresistible offers on the site and have automated follow-up that goes to them and delivers the shock and awe box, the direct mail, the seminar, whatever it is, the free report, so that nobody slips through the cracks. We use a program called Infusionsoft to do all of that. You don't have to use Infusion, it's just the one that we use. There are other software programs out there that manage all of this so that your system doesn't go crazy. And then you need to market the book. So we talked about using CPA and attorney interviews as a book, but you got to then market it. It's got to be on Amazon. It's got to be on Kindle. You got to have it promoted on your website and social media so that people get copies and then get a shock and awe box with the book and everything else in it. And position, you can use a book to get PR. It's a lot easier to get local media coverage if you've written a book. You know, if you send a press release saying financial advisor host retirement seminar with rubber chicken and boring PowerPoint, nobody's going to cover it. But if you've written a book and you're now an author, authors are still celebrities in this day and age, and you're a lot more likely to get on local TV or radio. So, how do you get all of that done for you, and how much does it cost? What's the investment? Hopefully I've given you a bunch of great ideas. They've worked for the advisors that we've worked with. They've worked for advisors we've interviewed. And there's tons of experts, obviously, in the industry that endorse us for doing these things. So the question is it worth it? Because obviously to get all 17 of these done for you is not cheap. But what is your ideal client worth to you? Are you selling life insurance and annuities? Are you doing assets under management and taking a percentage fee? Are you doing both? Are you a hybrid? Do you own an RIA? Are you an RIA and working with a broker-dealer? How many clients do you need to get to make this really, really profitable? You know, if you're selling a $100,000 annuity, you may make $5,000 to $7,000 in commission. If you're doing asset under management, that may be for $500,000, that may be $7,000 to $10,000 in annual fees. So you don't need too many additional clients to make this a really, really profitable program. And like one of my people I've had the good fortune to learn from, Tony Robbins, says, if you continue to do what you've always done, you'll continue to get what you've always gotten. So you've got to change. If you want the results, you've got to change. You've got to change what you're doing that's generating those results. So obviously, I am biased. I think we should do all of this for you if you qualify. We make it easy. We do it all for you. We become your vice president of marketing, your entire marketing department in a box. You literally get all 17 of those executed for you over 12 months, and you get an entire team of people doing all of the work for you. It is an incredible, incredible deal. There are two big reasons why you might not take advantage of that, and I'm going to tell you what they are. So, why might you not do this? One is procrastination, and two, you could always do it later, and two is money. So I'm going to try and address both of those to prevent you, to help you over the hump and to not have you just do it tomorrow. Because if you don't do it, you don't get any results, right? If you implement nothing, you get 0.0. So here's what I'm going to do. To fix procrastination, I'm going to put a 24-hour deadline on this. You don't have to sign up in 24 hours, but you have to apply in the next 24 hours from when you see this for a strategy session to talk with me about your practice and how this gets implemented in your practice. And the other one is money. What I can do about money is show you that you don't have to get too many clients per month for this to work really well. And, obviously our goal is to build you a system based on what already works to generate new clients, new referrals, new production, new leads every single month. Obviously, Rome wasn't built in a day, and that takes time. But we want to get you in front of the people who are your ideal prospect, who raise their hand and say, I want what you've got, I'm pre-qualified, I'm pre-interested, and I'm predisposed to doing business with you. So, if you want to talk about it, having it all done for you, go to ultimatemarketingmagician.com/apply. You're going to fill out a short application. There is no commitment other than you and I will talk. We'll get on the phone. We'll talk about your practice. We'll talk about who your ideal client is, who your ideal referral source is, what you're doing now that's working and that you want more of, what you're doing now that isn't working and needs to be improved, and what you're not doing that needs to be implemented in your practice. And we'll see if it's a good fit. We can't work with everybody. It doesn't work. We're not the perfect fit for everybody. And we understand that, and that's okay. We want to work with clients that we know this is going to be a win for. I'm biased. I want to keep my winning track record. So we've got to make sure that you're the type of advisor that this will work for, that you're in a market that will work for, that we don't already have an advisor in, because I don't want 10 advisors running around the same city all doing what we're doing, because it wouldn't work. You'd be working at cross purposes. So I want to make sure that this is a win for you and that it really gets the growth engine to your practice that you need. Because, again, it isn't inexpensive to get all 17 of those campaigns implemented, to have us meeting with you every single week to talk about what we're implementing, what's working, what needs to be fixed, what needs to be changed. I mean, it's a significant financial commitment. So go to ultimatemarketingmagician.com/apply. And in the next 24 hours, let's get on the phone. You'll apply, and you can immediately, you're not going to schedule within 24 hours, but you've got to request a consultation. You've got to fill out the application in the next 24 hours, and we'll talk about the sweet extra bonuses and extra deal that you're going to get because you took action and avoided procrastination. So again, go to ultimatemarketingmagician.com/apply, and let's set up a time to talk.